I mean, people are saying, oh, the way things are going, it sounds like digital ID's dead. No, it isn't. It may have gone a bit quiet on it. You may think that, but they're lulling you into a false sense of security.
We've all been lied to our whole lives. Can't you bloody tell? Across the ocean.
Well, hello, you gorgeous mother truckers, you. Welcome to another video. Right then, so Keir Starling, never here, Keir, is currently over in India, where people actually like him, which I think is quite impressive. They clearly don't know him, but in any case, with his 100-strong trade delegation, because apparently we're going to get £4.8 billion a year from a deal from India, which is what we're getting, but of course we don't mention what the Indians are getting in response, because, well, it's not mentioned, is it? So while he's been over there, obviously, because apparently India has a digital ID system, which is a voluntary system, not a mandatory system, a voluntary system that people take up. And in that, it's all about work, isn't it? The digital IDs for this country, and all these proponents who think it's great. Yes, it's just for work. It's to stop people illegally working in this country. Well, right up to the bit where today Keir Starmer was saying, well, it'll make things easier for filling in forms, getting access to your bank accounts, things like that. You mean things like everybody's been saying it was going to be useful. So before he's even had the discussion, the digital ID, which is going to be mandatory, has gone from, if you don't have one, you can't work here, to, well, it'll make everything a lot easier and simpler. You'll be able to access your money easier, and you'll be able to book this, that, and the other easier, and you'll be able to do, it's just going to make everything so much easier, and it'll all be controlled from your digital ID. It literally took him, what, a week or so after telling everybody you're going to bloody well have one, to, but only to prevent boats crossing and illegal working. That's what it's for. That's what it's going to stop. And now it's already, he's expanding it. We haven't even been I don't even think it's been a week, has it? So surprise, surprise. Everything that everybody like myself and others have been telling you about digital ID is coming true. It's all about making your life simpler. It's all about, you can do everything on your app. You can get your bank account, you can book your doctor's appointment, you can book train ticket. Everything will be so much easier using the digital app. You have your digital ID and, it'll make your life so much easier. All of your things, all of your information, all in one central point, controlled by the government. And we're trying to portray it as some utopian dream. I mean, people are saying, oh, the way things are going, it sounds like digital ID's dead. No, it isn't. It may have gone a bit quiet on it. You may think that, but they're lulling you into a false sense of security. Digital IDs are definitely not dead, my friends. I know. In fact, digital IDs have already been expanded, like we said they would be. Because a digital ID, and for all of you, well, if you've got nothing to hide, there's nothing wrong with having one, you're only upset because clearly you've got something to hide. Yeah, okay, silly sheeple. It will control every single aspect of your life. When you add it into all the other things, which I'm going to cover in another video, when you add it into all of that, once you have a digital ID, there is even the slightest whiff of freedom that we have right now will be gone. Go out on a Free Plasticine movement march, which are still going ahead, even though they're signing a ceasefire today. They're still going to have the protest because it's all about the Palestine. Never was. It's a bit like making sure you stop and pray in the middle of the street. It's all about domination and projection of power. That's what it's all about. It's got nothing to do with Gaza. But even if you do that, you go on one of their marches, and then you get facial recognition. Remember, I've done loads of videos about facial recognition cameras being out. There's nothing to hide. If you've got nothing to hide, they're great. The reason there's a facial recognition camera is so they can put one up, film you at your protest, and then the next thing you know, you can't have any food for a week, or your bank account's been frozen, or any other of the multitude of things that they can turn off because it's on your digital ID and everything is digitised. Say something wrong, don't behave yourself, late for work, whatever they want to do, they can just make it more and more difficult for you to survive unless you do exactly as you're told. So please feel free to continue to say that if you got nothing to hide, because it's not even about that. How you voted. Now remember, how many times have I said these magic words? That's if we get another election. Because Keir Starmer could just say, well, to be fair, in the next upcoming election, if you haven't got a digital ID, you won't be able to vote. And when you do vote, who you voted for will be recorded on your digital ID. So they know who the enemy are. And it literally is that level of control. They'll know where you'll turn up and go, oh, well, I'd like a McDonald's, I'd like a hamburger, please. Well, I'm ever so sorry, mate. Your digital ID says you're at your maximum for beef, so you can't have one. You can have a salad instead. Oh, well, I want to go on holiday. Well, I'm afraid you've already been to Lanzarote twice this year. You can't fly because your carbon tax is up. He's already expanding it, and he even against everybody going, we don't want it. Wake up and smell the coffee, people. Digital ID isn't going anywhere. Stop saying you think it's dead. It's not. It's not dead until it is. And even then, when we thought it was dead, it's come back. They're always going to push for this because they want this. They need this to control us. Why do you think they're pushing it so hard? And why they're trying to tell you it's all for your better, it's all for your own good. Any case, enough of that. Ways to support the channel down below. If you like what I'm doing, hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all those who've recently joined the channel. There's been just so many of you, and you're gratefully received. Like, share, comment. If you can't get through anyway, gobstertalks@yahoo.com. Email address for you to direct message me if you so desire. And with that, I'm done. So, until the next one.
You said to me that you can't stand the world you're living in no more. I can't say I blame